How's it going, everybody? My name's Dave Whipple and you're watching Bushradical. The other day a sub of mine, a guy by the name of Bushcraft Baxter, asked me a question. He said, why don't you shoot a video that explains what's behind the name Bushradical? So, Bushcraft Baxter, this video is for you. So what's behind the name Bushradical? Well, I talk about survival on this channel a bit, but this isn't a survival channel. I talk about bushcraft on this channel a bit, but this is definitely not a bushcraft channel, and I'm not a bushcrafter. A lot of the people that are into bushcraft are interested in what goes on this channel, so I definitely want to talk to that audience with the videos I put out. I do knife reviews on this channel, but you've probably seen from my videos, all my knives are pretty old school, cruddy, simple knives. I wrench on old tractors and wrench on cars and build stuff and cut firewood and make things sharp that aren't sharp and talk a lot of philosophy. Because when you really come down to it, what this channel is about more than anything else, it's about being a nonconformist. In the last 20 years, Brooke and I have lived a more rustic life than 99% of the people in the country. So this channel is a lot about rustic living. It's a lot about simple living. It's a lot about simplicity. I think simplicity gives you more freedom. A simpler life is a freer life. I like things that are manual. I like things that are very basic. I'm hopelessly practical. So things that are utilitarian, I gravitate towards and like to share them with you guys. This channel is really about giving up on the rat race so you can have more freedom in your life. Brooke and I moved to Alaska almost 20 years ago, and we lived in a camper in Sitka while we were caretakers in a campground. We spent 8 months in the Aleutian Islands. We lived in dry cabins in Alaska for 10 years. For 10 years, we had no indoor plumbing. We had no running water. We always cut our own firewood. So that's the bush part of Bushradical. Our life has always been very rustic. The bush part, it's not a bushcraft thing. A lot of our life's been in Alaska, where you could get lost, just 5 or 6 miles from your house. So real wilderness has always been part of my adult life. And the radical part is about being a fringer. I don't have any problem saying no to what's normal in society. I'd rather live in a 12 by 12 cabin and go to the bathroom in an outhouse than have a $250,000 mortgage any day of the week. I mean, you look at my Ford Escort back here, it's got 250,000 miles on it. And when it breaks, I just tear it apart, put it back together and hope it's right. But that lifestyle of being rustic and very, very much in an adventurous wilderness setting and being a fringer has done very well for Brooke and I. Friends of ours got us involved with Yukon River Run on the National Geographic Channel. That's our neighborhood. Those are our friends. That's my boat. That's exactly where we come from. When we signed up for Alone, it was because we love the authenticity of it. It was so raw. It was very simple. Great concept of a show. And it really felt like Brooke and I just walked onto that. It felt very easy to get on that show. I think that's got a lot to do with our backstory. We've been radical. We've been homesteaders. We've homesteaded 3 different pieces of bare ground in Alaska where we, pull in on the side of the 2-track and start cutting down trees and building a cabin. And that kind of lifestyle is just, for me anyway, it's always kept me just kind of lit up, and it's good to be excited about life. It's good to have inspiration and enthusiasm in whatever you're doing. And I can't find that in just the daily grind of American life. I'd rather live in a shack somewhere in the Tules and get as much adventure and as much freedom in. With Brooke and I, we spent 20 years kind of chasing down the things that really inspired us. And it's made all the difference. A lot of people say, you're really living the life. You're living my dream. That's too bad because you could be doing it. Following your heart is a good thing a lot of times because that's probably what it's there for. I think overall a lot of people in this country are probably doing the wrong thing with their life. If you come home every day and you're unhappy and you're uninspired and you've got your couple things you want to watch on TV and you eat dinner and you get up the next day and you do it again and you've got no fire and you got no inspiration, you should do something radical. For me, it's been kind of a rustic bush life. So that's what Bushradical is about. It's about being a nonconformist, a fringer. It's about living life like you mean it. So if there's one piece of advice I could give you, if you're bored with your life, if you'd like to be more radical, you need to be that person. You need to change your circumstances if they need changing. Bush Radical may be about a lot of little things, but overall this channel is about being a nonconformist. It's about going your own route. So thanks for the question, Bushcraft Baxter. If you ever wondered what the name Bush Radical was all about, that's what it's about. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Dave Whipple, and you're watching Bush Radical. And be radical, eh? See you soon.